Hey, welcome back. More gun talk. We keep going. Hour 3 here. And if you're just tuning in, I'm Ryan Gresham. I'm filling in for Tom Gresham. He is out today. And we've got the whole gun talk crew here. We've got Kevin Jarnigan, Chris Serino. Thank you guys for hanging out with me.
That's awesome.
It's awesome.
So we're here at Gun Talk headquarters, and we are filming this. We are in the Gun Talk Nation studio. So you can actually go watch this, and you can kind of see what we're up to here on all of the Gun Talk channels, YouTube, Facebook, X, guntalk.com, and also sign up for the emails because we have articles and videos and stuff we're putting out all the time. And I don't want to, start any conspiracy theories, but it's possible that perhaps some of the tech companies don't share out our content as much as you might like.
You don't say.
No, they would not do that. They would not throttle content they don't like. I like how they always say, well, we don't do that. I'm like, well, how does that work?
Yes.
It's like invisible. You go onto Instagram, which that's one of, follow us, Gun Talk, but you have to find us on Instagram. Because if you type in Gun Talk, you might not find us.
Probably won't.
You type in Gun Talk Media, at Gun Talk Media very specifically, you'll find us. It's an interesting thing. Along those lines, we've talked about open source defense on, I know Tom's had some discussions on his show. I've had them on Gun Talk Nation. Open source defense is interesting. It is a Substack channel, a blog, I guess, is the old school way. Us old guys would call it a blog. But a really thoughtful take on guns and gun rights. It's not just gun rights. They talk about the tech side and technology side of it. And the guys who run it are from the tech world. And there's one of their recent posts that I was reading and going, gosh, this is so good. The post is how they get you to tighten the tyranny ratchet. And the subtitle is, sure, they're black helicopters, but there are black helicopters. And they shared this post from Kostas Moros, who's on X. It's a post from him on X. He's a thinker on Second Amendment things. And just a couple of highlights from this. And what I'm doing is I want to encourage everybody listening to this, go find some more information. Go expand your mind. Go think a little bit about the gun rights stuff because sometimes there's a little bit more going on than we think about. And this is what he says, if the wave of district court rulings upholding assault weapon bans and MAGCAP laws teaches us anything, it's that we can't expect to win when we shy away from the full purpose of the Second Amendment. Because when we say, well, it's mostly just about self-defense, then it's quite easy for a district judge who's already hostile to us to say, well, you can defend yourself pretty adequately with a handgun with 10 rounds. What's the problem? Except that that's not just the point. Small arms that constitute combat weapons aren't unprotected. They are the most protected. Because, yes, this was to protect yourself against a tyrannical government. And when you say that, people listening go, oh boy, oh geez. But let's look at this. This is an excerpt from 1880. The right to keep arms. This means the right of everyone to own and use in a peaceful manner warlike weapons. Congress is forbidden to pass any law infringing the right. It was thought that without it, ambitious men might, by the aid of the regular army, overthrow the liberties of the people and usurp the powers of government. That is...
Boy, that hits. That hits.
It sounds like something that's going on today, actually.
Yeah. So there's a lot more in this article that I won't bore us with, and we were talking about a little bit off the air, but go check them out. Open Source Defense. They're on Substacks, opensourcedefense.substack.com, and go on to, this is another thing, go on to your social medias. And if you're listening to this and you're like, you can curate your social media experience, whether you're on X or you're on Facebook or whatever. Some platforms are going to be better than others for this type of thing. But if you want to see more about gun rights, look up gun rights, search gun rights on X, and then go, and then start following people. And then more of that will be fed to you. If the only stuff you look at, KJ, are cool hunting knives And I'm picking on
What?
you.
What?
What did I do? Cool hunting knives and
He's obviously seen my feed
sweet
before.
jujitsu takedowns.
That's
all you're gonna
elk.
get,
It's
right?
all elk and jujitsu.
Elk and jujitsu.
and cool looking guns. Like that's
That would
it.
be the ultimate page for KJ.
Yeah.
Elk
Yeah.
jujitsuing each other.
Yes. I'll bet AI
But-
could do it.
But Chris, people can curate their social media experience. You could say, I want to see more of something, and start searching it, start following people, and you get a little bit educated, because let's be honest, guys, how many minutes and hours a day are you spending on Instagram, X, Facebook, YouTube, whatever? And if you say, I want you to feed me some stuff that will not only entertain me, but maybe just like give me a little bit of interesting thoughts on the gun rights side.
My feeds are all full of cat stuff. I don't know why.
Cats, chickens.
Well, I really do think like a lot of it is just like feeding your mind and giving yourself that intellectual ammunition to go out and defend our rights in public and to stand up, not just saying that you're a gun nut or they look at you like, oh, well, here we go again. He's off on one of his rants. Like, have data and material to back up what you're coming to the
Your
discussion.
position.
And it's different for everybody. I mean, I think we're all drawn to it in different ways, or you have different skill sets. But if you are a gun enthusiast, should you be a gun rights activist in some way, shape, or form? And how do you approach that? How do you say, I'm going to do my part?
Chris has given you a side eye.
Well,
I know.
I can tell you this, that I like politics too, and I like to watch it and learn and read about it. But I'm not going to be a political activist because I'm not there to persuade anybody to come to my side. However, I try to conduct myself in a manner that doesn't portray my political beliefs in a bad light, just as I do with my firearms and my firearms enthusiasm, because I try to portray that in a good light. In that way, I am an activist.
I think there's
because
different
I
ways
do
to
the
approach
right
it.
thing.
Doing the right thing, inviting people to learn how to shoot, and learning how, that's a one-on-one thing. It doesn't scale real well, Chris. But if you bring somebody out and you show them how to shoot, and they go, "Wow, guns are cool. I'm not scared of them anymore. Maybe I'm going to actually purchase a gun." That's something. Donating actual money to gun rights groups, Second Amendment Foundation, NRA, GOA, maybe your state group.
Yeah.
That's another way. And that's an important way. And I don't mean this in a bad way. It's a great lazy way. Like, hey, I got a job. I don't got time to do all that crap. Well, do you have $100? Can you put something in the kitty to help these people who that is their full-time job?
Yeah.
Right.
Are you signed up for emails from these gun right group? Because they'll let you know, especially at the state level, hey, there's something coming up. We'd love it. We'd love to get 1,000 emails going to this senator.
Yes.
All right, I can do that. And they make it so easy, right,
Yes.
KJ?
They make it really easy, and I'll do that for other states because like I'm so like big into the hunting side that I'm up on this like wolves in Colorado or whatever it is, like that I know that's going to affect that state in a negative way when it comes to hunting, and so they make it so easy. Like, hey, copy this email, hit this button, and it'll go to that senator. And I'm doing that constantly just to be active. Like, I think that's the thing. And then showing up a day at the Capitol in support of your gun rights to show them that we do care. And that's like, that plays a big impact on the legislators that are watching this.
And it also can help drown out the anti-gun side. I mean, if you show up to a committee hearing at your state legislation and you got 1,000 gun rights people in favor of gun rights, and then you've got 12 angry moms against guns people there.
Yeah.
I mean,
It makes a difference.
It's a show of force, and they say politicians can count. And it's different for everybody, right? It may not be your skill set. It may not be your interest. You may be in your phase of life. You'd be like, dude, I got kids. I got a full-time job. I can't go to the Capitol.
Right.
I work 6 days a week. All right, cool. But maybe you hit a point where you're like, kids are out of the house. I've got a little bit more free time. I can do some of that stuff. It's just a thought. And then I will say, I'm of the opinion that arguing on social media is mostly a waste of time.
Well, they can't read.
I don't know.
Like you can't read like your emotions coming through. That's like it's hard for people to do that. Like we talk all the time. Like we can actually see that that's a joke when we write it down, but some people read it as an insult. You know, it's that type of thing.
There's nuances online.
There are.
So just encouraging you guys, go check out this stuff, go learn a little bit more, get involved. KJ, you go up to Oklahoma and you hunt in Oklahoma. You're from Oklahoma.
Yes.
And it feels like lately, every time you go to Oklahoma, weird things happen.
All the time.
So let's just preface it. We've got 2 minutes left in this segment.
Oh my gosh.
Last time you went up there, the 2-minute version of your son went missing for a hot minute.
Oh, that was the time before. Like he goes missing. I get a call from my buddy who says, "Hey, there's a weird truck driving around." And then you go to the blind. Like I wait on my son to pick him up from coming out of the blinds. He's hunting by himself, and I'm waiting, and I'm looking at his phone and going, well, he's in the blind. I see it. I can see where his phone is. You go up, and I walk down, and he's not there. With like the only things we're missing is him and his gun. Everything else, his phone, his flashlight,
Still in the blind.
still in the blind. Stressful.
Yeah.
When I go out there,
This was a night hunt, so it's like sun has gone down.
Sun's gone down, and I've been waiting there for about 45 minutes. So he got lost for roughly about 2.5 hours.
And that means he shot a deer.
Yes.
And left to go try to track it.
Yep, he thought he'd go and track it down, like every little kid wants to do. Like, I'm going to track down my own deer and get it. And I had a general direction and I deduced, like in my thinking and my clouded thinking, I was like, okay, this is what happened. If I was a deer out of this stand, he's going here or here. So I cut the middle, and the wind was blowing in Oklahoma like it always does.
Yeah.
And I couldn't hear. And so coming into it, I started walking that direction, and I could hear a faint little help. And it was him. And he was yelling help. Do not yell help when you're just lost. Just say, I'm over here.
Well, and you recorded a great podcast on Gun Talk Hunt about it. So you just recently went up to Oklahoma, getting ready for the season, kind of doing some preseason prep stuff with the boys. And another weird thing happened. We're going to talk about what happened. We're going to talk lessons learned and thoughts on this. You guys are going to stick around for this because it gives you a lot to think about, especially if you're in the South. I won't say more than that, but it's a good one. All right, you're listening to Gun Talk Radio, on the air for 30 years. It's also a podcast, so if you're listening to this driving your car, you go, wait, this is cool. You can find us there. We'll be back with more Gun Talk. Hey, welcome back to Gun Talk. Sitting here with Chris Serino and Kevin Jarnigan, filling in for Tom this week. Kevin, you were up in Oklahoma and a couple weeks ago, and a weird thing happened. Tell us what happened.
Okay, so we go out there, we camp in the truck, and so the kids are in the back of the truck, they're sleeping, and I realize I'm about 1.25 miles away from the front gate. And I realized, you know what? I left that front gate open. I'm going to go unlock it. Instead of just driving the truck up there, I don't have a four-wheeler, I just walk it. Beautiful moonlit night, I'm out in the woods.
What time is this?
It's about 10:30.
Okay.
So it's 10:30. It's dark.
So I'll just walk down to the gate.
Yeah, just walk down the gate. I have a flashlight. I have my little Bodyguard 2.0 and just tennis shoes. And so I start walking up the gate, and I shut one, and I shut two, and I'm like, okay. And I get up to the front of the gate, and the thought crossed my mind about how odd it would be if I was on the other side of the fence driving a truck and I saw a guy just standing in the field. And no truck around, you know, he doesn't have a flashlight. It would seem very odd to me. And that thought started crossing my mind.
Because out there, this is private land, but there are
Yeah.
public roads going through it.
Yes, public lands all around it in section miles. And as that thought crossed my mind, I got to the gate that I was going up to close, and no one should be out there. This is before season, no hunting should be done. But you know, there are guys who run coyotes out there all the time, and it's illegal. They just let dogs out on the property, and they go chase them down. Then they finish them off. And so as I'm looking up a mile away, coming down the road, and it's a mile, you know, to my kind of southwest, there's a truck coming. And I'm like, that shouldn't be out here.
This is in the middle of nowhere.
Middle of nowhere. There is nothing around. And you can see for a long way. So it's not like the lights are broken up. No trees.
Yeah.
So I'm
Western Oklahoma.
Then I start to think about like the technology. If a guy's out and he's going to be night hunting or something like that, he's either going to have night vision or thermals. And you know, we've all messed with this technology. Is they can pick up a heat signature from a long ways away. And you might not be able to make it out.
That's right. So they could, if they were run the roads night hunting using night vision or thermal, they could see you, but all they're going to see is a heat signature at that distance. They're not going to be able to tell if it's a hog or a deer or a person.
Right. And so at that point, like my heart rate started to pick up because as I'm watching this truck go and it's coming in my direction, like, so it would have to come down, a half mile and then a mile down the road. So it's a mile and a half away. And then I'm like, surely they probably, and then all of a sudden the headlights start picking up. The pace is picking up and they turn. Towards me. And at that point I knew, I was like, that's not right. That's not something you would normally do. And all I could think about is they are going to see something running through the field that looks like Bigfoot. and they're going to be the ones to sit there and go, I got Bigfoot, and walk up and it's me.
Well, it's also, you're out in the middle of nowhere and the boys are sleeping in the truck and you're a mile away.
They have no idea that I'm gone. Well, they had an idea that I was gone because I told them, I was like, hey, I've got to go shut the gates. I'll be back in like 35 minutes. And so I shut the gate because thank goodness I can shut it. I can lock it. And then I start jogging back. And then I start to think, okay, if this truck gets close enough, how do I tell them that I am a human and it's okay? And the first thing that I go to is like, okay, I've got a flashlight. Like that's my first thing, flashlight and here. But thank goodness I made it. I don't know. I maybe ran a sub in the dark, a sub 8-minute mile, and I was going.
You're booking
good, but I was getting to a point where I felt like even if they were shooting, if they did take a pot shot at a heat signature, because that was my worst fear, is that they'd just see heat signature, throw the gun up, and then go.
Sure. People shoot at hare in the woods and shoot other people.
And they can't see orange.
Yeah.
You cannot see orange in thermal or night vision.
Yeah. Chris,
what do you think?
You hadn't heard that story yet. What do you think?
No, I think it's scary. The first thought I had was the flashlight. I mean, you just got to hit them with the flashlight, and that's why that Surefire Turbo is nice, because man, it reaches out and touches someone.
Yeah, not the light on your phone. The light on your phone is not worth anything.
No, you got to have a good flashlight. Yeah. I don't go out in the evenings without one of my good flashlights.
100%.
Yeah,
and having a good light. I mean, it's funny. People go, you carry a flashlight? Like during the day, you go into work and you come home like, yeah, I always have a light with me. Why would you do that? Well, just in case. That's a wild one, though.
Yeah.
Being out there in the woods and a truck's coming and you're going, wait a minute, they could be road hunting. Yeah, we'll talk more about that. I'm Ryan Gresham. You've got KJ, Chris Serino filling in for Tom. We'll be back with more Gun Talk. Hey, welcome back to Gun Talk. Ryan Gresham filling in for Tom. We've got Chris Serino, Kevin Jarnigan, the Gun Talk team. And if you like what we're doing here, go check us out, guntalk.com. You can follow us on the socials. You can also sign up for our email. We also run classes and events and stuff like that we'll talk more about here in a second. But so, guys, I was I got invited to go shoot a sporting clays, like a charity sporting clays shoot last week. And real fun, great place. We got this place, Covey Rise, that's just north of us. It's a fantastic facility. And they have a safety briefing before we start this big sporting clays shoot. And of course, sporting clays shoots are a friendly get-together. You have companies sponsoring teams, and then you have to assemble the team. And maybe you have 4 people who are shooting enthusiasts. But maybe you're like, well, let's get this guy from sales and this guy from marketing, this guy from accounting.
Right.
Maybe they're, the levels of skills could vary.
Sure.
So they had a safety briefing and did a nice little safety brief for everybody. One of the main things, a very simple thing, is they said, when you enter your shooting box position for sporting clays, you enter with an empty gun and you leave with an empty gun, which I kind of liked. I thought very simple way to handle it. And there were some more instructions there too. But one of the guys, and I'm not trying to throw this guy under the bus, but one of the guys with us was less experienced. And so the very first station we get in there, and he gets into the shooting position for sporting clays. You have that cage, so it's kind of a safe, you can't really point the gun in an unsafe direction. Right. And he's got the gun pointed in a safe direction out there where the clays are being thrown, and he's trying to load the gun, and all of a sudden, gun goes off. Boom!
And everybody's stomach drops.
Went, whoa. I mean, he was just holding the gun at his side, trying to load it, and he obviously pulled the trigger while he put one in the chamber, and then he was trying to load them in the tube of a semi-auto, and pulled the trigger. Went boom.
Oh.
And we all went, whoa, okay. But it was pointed in a safe direction, Chris. You have to deal with safety all the time in our classes and events. And it's concerning when you have something like that happen, but it's like the trigger thing was not followed, but the pointing the gun in a safe direction thing was followed.
Well, the good thing is nobody was hurt and everybody learned something. And I would be willing to bet he's not going to do that again. But you give somebody a gun that they're unfamiliar with and they get fumble fingers, they don't know where the safety is, they think they should touch the safety. He's obviously loading a semi-automatic.
Yep.
I've trained police officers on the semi-automatic shotguns, and we had to qualify once a year back in the day when they first came out.
Yeah.
Nobody remembered how to use that gun every time it came out once a year.
Yeah.
And you can't give somebody a gun like that and expect success. I mean, whoever set them up for failure should have been standing there saying, hey, so this is how you do it. You're going to put 2 in here, press this tickler button, rack it, it's going to put it in the chamber. Depending on whatever kind of gun it is. But,
yeah, I mean, and the problem is there's this thing about men, they don't like to ask for directions, they don't like to ask for help, especially in a group of other men, especially when you're doing gun things, when you're feeling like, I don't want to show people that I don't know how to do this. That is an inclination for a lot of people. Yeah. And this is when you need to say, guys, I shoot guns like once every 5 years.
Yeah.
I need your help with this. Show me the ropes.
Well,
and we'd be happy to.
You're right. It's the man ego, and the nerves that he has to be going through also before he even got there. Man, it's hard to speak up in moments like that. It really is. And when you're heading into something new that he's not used to, and he's like, "Oh, is this a tournament? I didn't know I was shooting again with Ryan Gresham."
Well, it's also
this guy, and then all of a sudden we come out there with some cameras, and I know he was nervous.
Yeah.
And I could see the nerves in that, and it's just like, everybody just slow down. We're all good here, nothing to see.
Well, I mean, I play golf once every couple of years. I like it, but I don't really play it. And think about going to a charity golf tournament on the first tee, and it's like everybody's standing there watching you. All right, go ahead and tee off. You're like, oh, crap.
You're sitting there thinking, I know, you're sitting there, I'm going to flub this off the front of the green, and I'm going to have to drop my pants and hit from the ladies'
That's
tee.
right. I just hope it makes it to the ladies' tees.
That's what I'm thinking. And then what's going to happen? Exactly that.
Just grip it and rip it, like
Right.
John Daly. So it's just for everybody listening. I mean, it was one of those things that happened. It was like, okay, yes, it was an accidental discharge or negligent discharge, but the gun was pointed in a safe direction. So it was just surprising it wasn't, catastrophic. Chris, we put on an essential pistol skills class this weekend. So talk about the essential pistol skills, and then we'll talk about what those skills are.
Well, when we decided we were going to do a one-day class for people that really probably need it, and almost everybody needs it, trust me, I decided that it needed to train and teach to the skills that I would want anybody coming to the 3-day pistol class.
Well, and that's what we're really getting at is we're calling it essential pistol skills because that really is what it is. Another way to put it, and Chris is going to say he doesn't like this, but if I said it was a 1-day basic handgun class.
Right.
But that's very descriptive.
Right.
It doesn't sound as fun.
It doesn't sound fun at all. And that stuff doesn't really
But
sell.
we had people coming to a 2- and 3-day pistol class that lacked a certain level of skills.
They'd never used a holster.
Right.
And you have to be honest with yourself. I mean, just because you're a shooter and you go out and discharge a firearm in a safe direction on an indoor range or an outdoor range does not mean you can come to a class and then all of a sudden just start drawing and running the gun.
Well, yes, we will teach you how to do things, but there is a certain minimum level of skill that we'd like you to have for showing up. And that's why we said, okay, let's back it up a little bit. Let's have a 1-day essential pistol skills class and help people get further down the road. And so when we come back from the break, we're going to talk about what are those essential skills that someone should have to show up to a pistol class, which obviously are going to lead to them being safer, having more fun, be able to excel faster in a pistol class, and of course lead to being comfortable and competent to protect themselves and others. It's not something we're born with, guys. It's something we have to learn. That's why we train. That's why we practice. And we're going to talk about it more after the break. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back to Gun Talk. Still on the air. They still can't kick us off, KJ.
Can't kick us off after 30 years, you'd think. They've already talked about all the guns.
So you got Ryan Gresham, Chris Serino, KJ. We're filling in for Tom this week. We're recording this in our studios, the Gun Talk studios. So go check it out. Go look us up online if they'll let you find us. YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram. I don't know. We're not on Substack yet.
Not yet.
We're not on Pinterest.
Yeah, like your Spotify
You might find us on
stations.
Pinterest. You might.
Yeah, you will.
So when we went to the break, Chris, we were talking about essential pistol skills. And we run this 1-day class that's kind of a basics class. But what are those essential skills that we're trying to get people to learn so they can progress to the next step?
Well, safety is never number one. But when we talk about safety, we talk about muzzles and trigger fingers. And it's very funny because I went to another major training academy and all they cared about was muzzles and trigger fingers.
And when you say safety is not number one, people's ears perk up because they go, whoa, 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 whoa. What do you mean by that? Are they saying that safety is not important?
Yeah, if safety was ever first, we probably wouldn't have driven into work today, but I don't know about you because the road I travel is a windy, snaky country road that is a 55-mile-an-hour speed limit, and the only thing separating me between the other car and my car is a painted yellow line. So if safety was first, I wouldn't drive.
It's a weird concept for people to say, well, yes, we are doing things safely and we're running a safe range and we're educating people about safety. But I guess what you mean is there are places that take the safety first thing literal, whereas you're not allowed to load a gun, you're not allowed to do anything with the gun because the emphasis is on safety. It doesn't mean we're not emphasizing safety. I struggle with trying to describe it to people.
The safest gun is an unloaded gun.
Right.
And honestly, since we have to treat all firearms as if they were loaded until proven otherwise, the safest thing to do is just not be around guns, Ryan.
So everybody go home.
I am not doing that.
The safety
Oh my
talk
God,
for this
I'm
class.
sorry.
Guns are super dangerous. Never touch them, never load them, never shoot them. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Yeah, it's just like what
But
Chris says.
Getting back to the essential skills.
Yes, essential skills, safety, muzzles and trigger fingers, because we want them to think about it in that fashion, okay? Because as long as my trigger finger stays out of that trigger guard, that's a good thing. And as long as my gun's pointed in a safe direction, if my finger does get in there, we're probably going to be okay, kind of like your shotgun story.
Yeah.
You know? All right? So then we talk about handling safety. Can they pick it up? Because everybody wants to put, I mean, you get in a car, where does your gas foot go? Goes to the gas pedal, right?
The brake, because I have to brake.
Well, one or the other, right?
I'm sorry.
It could be. I mean, it's kind of like that trigger is the pedal where your
Right.
finger goes, and everybody thinks their finger goes there. So we talk about that. Safety, safe handling, situational awareness, which enhances safety because you just keep your heads up scanning, watch what's going on around you. Of course, we have to know how the gun functions. We've got to be able to lock it to the rear because there are times that you have to lock it to the rear. And when you're
Chris,
unloading and clearing...
It's hard. It's hard to lock it to the rear. It's a semi-auto.
Right. So I just go like this, and if you could see me right now, I'm pulling the slide into my chest, pushing the pistol forward, looking inside, and then letting it go because it's too much effort to actually learn how to run it. But if you have a malfunction, a Class 3 malfunction, a double feed, failure to extract, you have to learn how to lock it to the rear. These are things that are important. And then, of course, knowing how to prep a magazine. How can we get bullets in the magazine? Because today we've got all these extra loading aids. And nobody really knows how to load a magazine, to prepare the magazine for use.
So we'd like you to be able to show up and know how to load, and when you come to beyond the essential pistol skills, you go to a 2 or 3 day class, or you go to Gunsight, you go to SIG Academy, or you go to anybody's like multi-day class, they would like you to know a certain level, right? Loading the gun, unloading the gun, locking the slide to the rear.
Unloading, using your holster. And most people don't draw from holsters because they can't. They're not allowed to do it on ranges.
Yeah.
So it's like going to, I'm going to join your band, and we're taking auditions. And I show up with my guitar, and I don't even know how to turn it on.
Right.
Or plug it in to the speaker, or which jack to use, or which knob to turn up to make the sound come up or adjust it. Like you don't even know how to use your gear. Oh, I own a guitar. I'd like to be in your band.
How many times have we had, I've seen it in concealed carry classes, we've seen some stuff around here and other places. I mean, the gun is in the box. The gun is still in the box. It doesn't look like it's ever come out of the box. And in fact, when they open the box, the gun's still in plastic. And it's like, well, I thought you guys were going to teach me all this stuff. We will. We will teach you what we have to teach you. We want everybody to learn and have a good experience. But boy, we can get further down the road if you actually have sort of a base knowledge.
Yeah, you have to have the essential skills, you know. Grip, sights, and trigger. Do you understand it? How to hold the gun, how to press the trigger. You know, if we can get you there, because then, I tell you what, everybody that's come to our basic or essential skills classes, and KJ will second this, you know this. I mean, they've all said, man, am I glad I went to the one-day class.
Yes.
Man, am I glad I went to the one-day class. Because it sets you up for success for the next class. Yeah. Because otherwise, you're the guy that's wasting everybody else's money. Because we can't spend enough time with you to get you on track while everybody else just stands there.
Yeah. Everyone else knows how guns work. And you're the one that doesn't.
Yep. Dang it. I mean, I'm sorry to say that stuff, and it's sad, but the problem is people just don't know what they don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know what they don't know, and again, the ego thing, nobody wants to admit to not knowing something.
What we have on Gun Talk Radio for 30 years, people call in and say, which gun should I buy? And it's like, which gun should I buy? What's it for? Well, it's for self-defense usually. Concealed carry self-defense. And you're asking the wrong question. And at this point, there's a lot of good guns out there, but you're going to have to commit to actually learning how to shoot the gun.
Yep.
And that's something that people have to commit to and learn a little bit because it doesn't matter.
In the home, concealed carry, I don't know what kind of gun you want. You may want a shotgun at home. You may want a pistol for concealed carry.
Yep. These are all things that we talk about on all of our shows on Gun Talk. We will be right back. All right, welcome back to Gun Talk in the home stretch here. And we had these questions that we threw out at the beginning of the show. Most underrated cartridge, how many guns and how much ammo equal an arsenal, and then what discontinued gun do you wish they would bring back into production? Guys, we had over 3,000 comments on the Gun Talk Facebook page here. And I'm kind of curious, Chris, do you have a discontinued gun you wish they'd bring back?
So we had 3 questions, right?
Yes.
The caliber, I said 22.
Yes.
The arsenal, a plethora.
Would you say you had a plethora?
Mini.
I would say I have a plethora, not an arsenal. And then my third one for the gun that I loved, that I would love to see come back, is the Ruger 44 carbine. Before that, it was the Deer Slayer. I had
Deer
two of
Slayer.
them.
Yep.
One I could never get to work right. One I actually killed deer with. And that 44 Magnum out of a 1022 body
Yeah.
Yep.
is one of the coolest things
Chris
ever.
Bridges, 44 Ruger, but with the box mag, the carbine. I can't remember what it's
Oh,
called.
I like the tube. I like the
Everybody.
tube mag. They did
Really?
make it. They did do something with a box mag before they made the Mini 14.
A lot of people had that same sentiment, though. I saw a
Right.
lot of.
I had two of those. I lost them.
Wait a
Well, I
minute.
sold them both during a divorce for money.
Those guns that you sell and you go, damn it, I shouldn't have sold that.
Well,
Don't have that no more.
Ruger, here's one I didn't see. Rod says Ruger 1022 Magnum.
I saw that.
Did they
and I
ever
was
do
like,
a 1022?
I don't
saw
remember that.
comment.
Magnum?
I've never seen a 1022 Magnum.
What? I gotta
I
ask
need to
Ruger
get
about that.
I need to get educated on that because that.
Kurt says that
Show
too.
me that.
I mean, hey Ruger, if you're listening, I wouldn't be opposed to bringing that back if it was a
22
thing.
Magnum?
That would be
Yeah,
cool.
You
that-
have to have a longer magazine, rotary magazine.
Well, I have the rotary magazine for the 22 stainless all-weather that I have, the bolt gun, the M77. So they make the magazine.
So why couldn't they do it? Come on. All right, Ruger, come on.
Come
Let's
on,
go.
you got this, Ruger.
I got it.
We're
Let's
going to
do
start a
this.
petition.
I'm making a trip to gunbroker.com after this show's
You know, that's the
over.
funny thing. Like, people are saying the Savage Model 99.
Oh, yeah.
You can go buy one, guys. I mean, you could say, I wish
But bring it
Savage
back.
would make it brand new, but then when they bring it back and it's redesigned and it's Cerakote, they'll be mad about it.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's never going to be like that classic. Just like I'm thinking about that 44 carbine.
Yeah.
I'm better off spending the $2,000 for a brand new in the box 1965 Deer Slayer.
So if you want a Ruger #1 or the Ruger 44 Magnum self-loading carbine or Han Solo's Mauser, probably not going to happen.
No.
You can go on guns.com, you can go on GunBroker, you can find
Yeah.
these things. Finding used guns and buying them is a great
Fun.
idea.
It's
so
fun.
Yes.
And it's so easy to do nowadays. Used to, you'd either hear about it from a guy down the street who's wanting to pawn one off, and you just happen to end up with it, or you're at a pawn shop just by happenstance, and they're like, oh my gosh, there it is.
And what's crazy is it could be a 50 or 60-year-old gun, and if it's been taken care of, it's fine.
Yes.
You can go out and shoot it. It's not an antique.
I shoot all mine.
Yeah.
And GunBroker has been my friend and my
It's my friend.
My enemy.
Yeah, they send you Christmas cards. Yeah, does GunBroker send you a Christmas card? Then you might have a problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. These are just, this is stuff we do. We're always talking about on all the Gun Talk channels. So go follow us, go subscribe, go follow, go ring the bell, go check us out. It's been fun sitting in for Tom this week. And he'll be back next week, God willing, and he'll probably have a bunch of new elk meat in the freezer, I think. Moose meat, elk meat. He's on a mission to, cure Idaho of all its critters. So thanks for listening. It's been fun. We will see you guys next time on Gun Talk.